Everyone, welcome to daily news analysis of Indian Express. Today we have brought five important news. First one is digital demons. And what is the significance of this particular news is, if you see, there were two topics directly or indirectly asked by IBACIO in 2017 and 2020, and the topic name is social media a boon or bane for security agencies, and second one is mass communication and national security. There is also one important topic was asked by UPSC in CAPF Assistant Commandant exam in 2020, I think. The topic was social media. Social media is inherently a selfish media. So इन टॉपिक को आपको एनालाइज करने के बाद पता लग गया होगा द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ दिस न्यूज़. और नाउ गोइंग विद द न्यूज़ में क्या है, द फेसबुक फेल टू टैकल मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन. What happened is a whistleblower named Frances Haugen, she was working with this particular Facebook, and she find out that Facebook given more preference to the profit over the privacy and security of the users. So if anybody is also preparing for this civil service examination, there is GS paper 4 ethics, in which you will find a lot of case studies. There will be a dilemma between profit versus प्राइवेसी और सिक्योरिटी ऑफ एन इंडिविजुअल. सो आप इसको वहाँ से रिलेट कर सकते हैं. सो व्हाट हैपेंड इन दिस न्यूज़ इज देयर वाज अ फेसबुक रिसर्चर इन केरला. ही फाउंड्स आउट अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग दैट he joined the Facebook, and thereafter the researcher simply followed the pages and the people whatever the algorithm recommends. So after 1 month, what happened is the news feed, the front page of his account, he found out a lot of polarizing content, misinformation, violence content, fake accounts of political parties, fake news and political violence, hate speech. So what this suggests, that this Facebook does not tackle this kind of information. So this has a major connotation to the threat to our internal security. ठीक है, तो आप इसको इससे रिलेट कर सकते हैं. यू विल एबल टू रिलेट द importance of this article and also the topics asked by various examination. Second one is weighing down. This particular news is related to the women, the stereotypes women facing in the society, and the sexism and the sexist remarks. What happened is a Chinese astronaut, what happened is she went to the space for 6 months and she stayed over there with man colleague, and when she returned to the China, there was a very huge and human cry in media. She was asked that how she managed her menstrual cycle in space, and she was not fulfilling her 5-year-old child responsibility. So these were the irrelevant questions asked by her, but the same question was not asked by her man colleague. They were also married, they were also child, but due to some stereotypes and gender inequalities, these types of question was only asked by this Chinese astronaut. So one more important, this astronaut was Valentina Tereshkova. She was the first female astronaut, and she said that after being a female astronaut, what happened is society is only remain centered on the bodies of the women and the traditional duties they are expected to fulfill. So she talked about the stereotypes in the society. And another is Sally Ride. She was an astronaut from the US. So she said that what makeup, she was asked by one particular person that what makeup would she use abroad at the space shuttle. That was also a sexist remark. And another important thing is why this particular thing is happening due to the skewed sex ratio, because till this time only 11% of astronauts are women. So 11% of women astronauts, they are able to made to the space. So this again perpetuates the vicious cycle we are now seeing now. And the whole article is revolve around that space. It is a great equalizer means no matter the person who goes to space, whether he is a male or female, all feels the same weightlessness. But when they return to the earth, there is no such thing that gender equalities. There is no such thing like gender equality, because at earth there is gender inequality. So this is the whole idea of this particular article. Another is after milestone a long road. This article is written by N.K. Arora. He was seeing the heads the National Expert Group on Vaccine Administration. So talking about the relevance of this article, there was one particular essay topics asked by UPSC in CAPF Assistant Commandant exam. The topic was recent achievement of India's nuclear scientist. That was asked in 2017, and you can expect in 2022 that what are the achievement or the contribution of Indian scientist or medical professional or IMCI in national development or during the fight back in the COVID crisis. So you can expect this. So what is written in this article is 100 crore vaccination landmark was achieved in around 10 months. So what this shows? This shows that India is self-reliant, that is Atmanirbhar, which is time and again propounded by our Prime Minister. So how we are able to achieve this? Because of the concerted efforts of scientists, entrepreneur industry, leaders and administrator and government. So this is not a one particular individual efforts, it's a team efforts. And another thing that this NK Roda has mentioned, that currently India is manufacturing 4 types of vaccine. First is Covishield, which has been made by the Serum Institute. Second is Covaxin, which is developed by Bharat Biotech, and Zycovid and Sputnik. And what are the challenges we have faced during achieving this 100 crore vaccination landmark? First one is vaccine hesitancy due to the misinformation. And अभी पिछला ही टॉपिक हम पढ़ के आए हैं, what are the effect of social media on national security, and this is also one of the effect. Due to misinformation, people become hesitant to the vaccine. They're not going to the vaccination centers, so much rumors around there. So to battle this misinformation, what government did, government they've done communication. They bring communication experts, iconic personality. They taken the help of the celebrities, religious leaders, community leaders. Due to after this much efforts, there is also a social mobilization program and COVID appropriate behavior. Okay. And the second challenge is infrastructure means we did not have the capability, this much capability to vaccinate this much population at a time. But we had some infrastructure like cold storage facilities, because India, we fought against polio. So we had the polio eradication program. Now currently India is a polio free country, and due to this achievement we had developed the cold storage facility across the nation, in small villages also, at PHC, CHCs and various other government infrastructure. So due to that, we are able to develop more infrastructure at or more cold storage facilities chain across the region, due to this one major thing, because of the polio eradication program. So what is the outcome of this practice? We see that whole 100 crore vaccination landmark we have achieved. What is the outcome? So this is the thing which I found the gist of this article, that is it shows India's resilient or India's resilience to fight back against the disaster, and it also shows the capacity and capability to deal any unforeseen circumstances, and it has also increased the stature of India at the international platforms. Like India has also resort to the soft diplomacy and vaccine diplomacy. तो आप इसको इस तरह से भी बात कर सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट इज द एजेंडा फॉर ग्लासगो. सो वी ऑल आर अवेयर दैट 26 conference of parties COP will going to be held at Glasgow tomorrow or something. So what are the things we should keep in mind? First is COP26 will seek to finalize the rules for the 2015 Paris Agreement. We had the 2015 Paris Agreement, and before that we had in 1997 Kyoto Protocol. That is also a watershed event. Thereafter we have seen so many climate negotiation was done. And second is hurdles. We will be talking about the hurdles we are going to face in the climate negotiations. First is developed countries digress from their commitment to providing finance and technology. What happened is in 1997 the developed countries, they agreed that they will provide finance and technology to the developing countries. But after this 1987 Kyoto Protocol, it was non-binding. So there was no due to this non-binding nature of the commitment, this resulting in the lack of motivation in the developed countries to provide finance or technology to these developing countries. And the second hurdle will be the carbon market. In 1997, during the Kyoto Protocol, this concept got emerged, the carbon market. What is this carbon market? What happened is there is a one particular quota given to one particular nation according to their population or something. That is, to developed countries there is a allotted carbon quota, and to the developing countries there is also allotted carbon quota. So what happen is, if the developing countries that is 100 CO2 equivalent carbon dioxide, suppose they have their quota, but they are only utilizing 80 CO2 equivalent carbon quota, and so that they can sell 20 CO2 equivalent carbon quota to this developed countries, and they can do more. Suppose they are also getting the 100 plus 20, so they can purchase this 20 CO2 equivalent carbon dioxide from this developing countries, and in the exchange they will be provided more finance and technologies to this developing countries. One more hurdle is net zero or carbon neutrality. What does it net zero or carbon neutrality means? Whatever a nation will produce the CO2, he is liable to absorb that particular CO2. Okay, whatever be the emission, it has to be absorbed through any means, either through planting more forest or through any futuristic technology. So it is solely depend or solely the responsibility of the emitter nation that the net zero or the carbon neutrality says. But this net zero carbon neutrality is not a part of Paris deal, and despite that 50 countries pledged to carbon neutrality. That is, first one is China, and they said that they will achieve the carbon neutrality to 2060, and US said they will achieve up to 2050, and Germany 2045, and recently Saudi Arabia, they also announced that they will achieve carbon neutrality to 2060. But India has not committed. India has not done as any commitment regarding that, because India feels that it is against equity and climate justice, because these developed nations, they are already developed, they have already utilized the load of coal and energy in their initial phases. So if a country is at a developing stage, it requires a lot of energy, it required a lot of coal usage, and for that the emission is going to be increased. If India somehow commits that they will achieve this particular net neutrality at 2016, it will be a great hindrance for their growth. So India feels that they will not commit in a near future about this net zero carbon neutralities. And one more thing is this like-minded developed countries like China, India, Bangladesh, Iran, Philippines, Sri Lanka denounce the idea of net zero targeting on everyone. They said that if a country voluntarily wants to contribute or want to achieve net neutrality, that then they are welcome. But there should not be another way around. It should not be imposed. But the developed countries, they are hell-bent that it should be achieved by everyone countries. So the last one is Sudan military takes power in a coup. So the Sudan military, they have done a coup against the Prime Minister Hamdok. So what is important is the location of the Sudan. It's like in Africa and the capital is Cairo. And one more important thing is Nile River is also passed through this Sudan. So I hope you like this video. Tomorrow we will bring another new current affairs. Thank you.